Oui, c'est bon.
Good morning, everyone. Ooh, good morning, everyone. Let's maybe wait 60 seconds for the people to join online, because we are now a pan-European ecosystem, which means that some people are abroad and will be attending remotely. And we're officially starting at 9, and I have on my clock that it's 59. Thanks for your patience.
On va avoir besoin de tes conseils pour la partie testing.
Oh, si tu savais à quel point c'est simple.
C'est vrai.
Après, je fais ça de manière assez improvisée. C'est pas 3 caméras, 3 visions. Mais c'est super simple.
En fait, tu utilises Teams derrière.
Non, j'utilise Restream. Attends, je vais te montrer. Non, mais c'est un système de studio. Tu peux faire plusieurs scènes derrière. Tu ajoutes les speakers, tu peux les mettre on and off. Et ils apparaissent. Enfin, c'est un outil qui coûte peut-être 200 € par an. Et tu utilises ça pour aller sur YouTube et sur LinkedIn. Non. Ça, c'est juste pour connecter les micros.
C'est le micro que j'ai ici, tu vois. This is high-tech, hein? High-tech.
On va faire 1 heure de consultance à Lux Innovation, hein?
It's 9 o'clock. Let's start. Good morning, everyone. Thanks very much for coming to Esch this morning. I'm very happy to be here and celebrate with you this first anniversary of Hive. I have to stick on the arrow more or less. So please remind me, Andrea, that it's important for the camera. I remember 1 year ago. Good morning, Jean-Paul. No one saw you arriving. I remember 1 year ago, I was actually on this very same stage, officially launching Hive with someone you know, that is Jean-Philippe Arié. It was actually similar setup, Lux Innovation Cluster Lead. It was very important, of course, to launch Hive together with this very important player in the Luxembourgish ecosystem. The idea was to strengthen the health innovation ecosystem. It was a strong ambition, but to be honest, back then, I didn't really know how we would do this. So we spent some time after launching Hive in October, we spent some time doing our own product market fit, try to understand how we can contribute, how we can generate meaningful value. So we basically spent approximately the first 9 months shaping Hive and approaching many stakeholders in Europe, tell them, okay, we would like to bring value. How can we do that in a meaningful way for you? And we ended up coming around June with a very clear value proposition. So we effectively activated Hive only, let's say, 6 months ago. So it's the first anniversary, but we actually have 6 months of real ecosystem development activity. And I'm very proud to be sharing with you some of the achievements we've already reached in, let's say, 6 months. Quick reminder, our mission, as I just mentioned, is to strengthen the European health innovation ecosystem. But why are we doing this? Why is it necessary? Well, very clearly, because innovating in the health industry is a massive challenge, much more than in any other industry, because you have to go through a lot of very complex and heavy steps. You have to go through research and development, clinical validation, safety, regulatory compliance. You have to look for a lot of funding because this is very expensive. You have to go through the market access strategies and potentially to reimbursement. These are all many obstacles, many steps that you have to go through. And for each of these steps, most of the time, you will need to find the right partners because you won't make it alone. Innovating in the health industry is definitely not a one-man show. You will need to meet a lot of people, a lot of resources, a lot of infrastructure expertise. And you can only meet that if you grow in a strong ecosystem. That's the basis. Anyone will tell you that. That's why we have decided to focus on strengthening the ecosystem at the European level, because we believe it can make all the difference for a health innovation project, whether it's a startup, a research spin-off, public or private project, a corporate that is trying to innovate. You will need a strong ecosystem if you want to succeed. You get it. We're here to strengthen the ecosystem. We are a private company working in alignment with the public sector and with the ecosystem stakeholders. And thanks to the backing of our founding members, of our founding partners, Hill Campus and Catalpa Ventures. So Hill Campus is there. Catalpa Ventures is there. Thank you very much, guys, because thanks to your support and guidance, we are able to operate as a mission-driven company and not as a profit-driven company. We're not running after profit to generate shareholder value in terms of financials. That's not our goal. Our goal is to generate impact. We measure the success of Hive to the value we bring to the ecosystem. Very important to understand. How do we generate impact to the ecosystem? How do we deliver value? We deliver value in 4 different ways. First one, in order to generate value for the ecosystem, we need to understand the ecosystem. So we are conducting what we call a large-scale mapping. We are approaching one by one every stakeholder involved directly or indirectly in health innovation at the European level, starting from Luxembourg and then expanding to the neighboring countries and progressively growing across Europe. That's what we call the large-scale mapping. For each of these players, we take the time to talk, so we really have real conversation with all these players, trying to understand who they are, what they build, what solution they have, what expertise they have, and what are their needs, what type of players and collaboration they would be interested in. And by doing this exercise, because we have already reached out and connected with more than 1,000 players across Europe, we will get back to that, we are already able to identify a number of mutual interests, of collaboration opportunities, of possible touch points between players that don't know each other, but that we should connect because we believe it would make a lot of sense that they talk. So that's the first way we generate value to the ecosystem. The second way, it's very important to have a strong ecosystem to share the knowledge, to make sure that we organize knowledge sharing sessions, that we organize expert sessions on different topics. So together with Andrea, who will be joining me on stage in a minute, we are organizing a lot of webinars, a lot of expert sessions, and we communicate a lot about the latest news, the insights, the trends in the health industry through our different communication channels. LinkedIn, I guess many of you are following it. We're very active on LinkedIn, on YouTube, on a newsletter that is followed by thousands of people specialized in the industry, and on our Slack community. The third way we deliver value to the ecosystem is by organizing a lot of networking opportunities, because it's very important to meet people where you can collaborate. Again, it's not a one-man show. So we are organizing online and in-person events where all health innovation stakeholders can meet, can exchange, can talk about collaborations. And we're encouraging people to talk. We're connecting manually the people in these events that have an interest to talk. Even if they don't necessarily know each other, we believe they should talk. So we connect them. And the fourth way we deliver value to the ecosystem is by offering personalized services to those ecosystem players who want to get maximum value from Hive. This is only possible to offer personalized services against a small financial contribution. So you need to become a member of Hive. We will get back to that if you want to benefit from these personalized services. And we're very active basically in helping a number now of startups, corporates, institutions, a number of players. You will see them in a minute. You will see all our members. And we help with strategy definition, funding support. Of course, for a lot of entrepreneurs, it's important to get connected with the right investors. And we are very actively and more efficient in doing this. We help on business development for some of them. We help on innovation, scouting for the largest providers that are struggling to innovate internally. We facilitate partnerships and so on. So these are the four ways we generate value to the ecosystem. Let's now dive into each of these initiatives one by one a little bit to understand more practically, concretely what we are doing. As I said, the first way to generate value is to understand the ecosystem. And we're doing this large-scale mapping, as I mentioned. We have already talked, discussed, really understood 1,000 players across the ecosystem. And there you see a little bit, I cannot move from here, right?
Yeah, you can go back.
I can go back. Thank you.
Staying on a straight line.
Okay. you see that, okay, of course, we're anchored in Luxembourg. We know the Luxembourgish ecosystem. So a third of the players we've already connected with and approached are Luxembourgish players, but we are also more and more expanding to the neighboring countries. As you can see, Germany, France, and Belgium are well represented. And of course, we have players that are coming to us. It's more inbound from all over Europe, actually, and even outside Europe. We will come back to that. There are a number of players that are already approaching us because they are thinking about expanding to Europe and they're looking for the right gateway. They're looking for a partner that can guide them through the European health innovation ecosystem. We've also connected with a number of different industries, let's say. We have a lot of data and AI players that are connected through the network because clearly the future of health is data-driven, is AI-based, so it's very important we are closely connected with that type of players. A lot of digital health players, a lot of experts, consultants, health research and development players like CROs and so on, healthcare providers, medtech, biotech, and of course, a lot of VC funding players. It's essential. If we want to be efficient in delivering value to startups and spin-offs and health innovation projects, we need to know who is investing in what type of innovation so that we can create the right touch point at the right moment. And then a lot of startups have been approached, a lot of experts to support the startups, a lot of providers, both service and product, a lot of corporates innovating. So there are a lot of large organizations that are also interested in innovation. Corporates is actually a broad term. It would be more probably relevant to put their large organizations because we have in this segment, for example, the hospitals and so on. They are interested in, it's not a startup, but they're also interested in innovation, of course. And then many investors in the network. So this is the large-scale mapping that we're performing. We are meeting every day new players that are added to this list. By the way, all of you can go online. We have an online dashboard that is updated in real time from our internal system, where you can visualize all these segmentation of the network. There are actually many more graphs like this where you can visualize how this is growing. If you go to this online dashboard today, you will see that we have 1,000 plus players. If you go tomorrow, you will see that there are going to be even more players. We need to understand the ecosystem and be very efficient. That's for the ecosystem. So we have connected with 1,000 players ourselves during the first month of our activities. But in reality, our reach goes much beyond these 1,000 players because in parallel, we have also developed partnerships with a number of other innovation hubs across Europe. You can see them here. We have partners in Germany, in France, in Belgium, in the Netherlands. These are all players where we really have collaboration contracts that enables us when we're looking for specific expertise for a member, for example, when we're looking for specific players, we can not only leverage our 1,000 players in our own mapping, but also we can reach out to them and ask them to go and look within their own contacts if they can find someone interesting. And they also do it the other way around. So actually our reach is much more than 1,000 players. We put here 5,000, but it's difficult to estimate the contacts of all these players. It might be even much more. So this is for the first way we generate value with this ecosystem mapping. Andrea will now tell us a little bit about the second and third way, knowledge sharing and networking opportunities. No.
He'll be back, don't worry. This is not the end of Benjamin. He can't have enough of being in the spotlight.
I'll go on the other arrow.
So it's a bad day for me because I've nearly lost my voice. Good news for some of us, bad news for me. Anyways, it was clear for us from the beginning that in a thriving ecosystem, we need to have knowledge flow freely. And this is why we tried to put in place a couple of initiatives to connect our members and the larger ecosystem with knowledge, with experts, with the latest trends. And in July, we launched this webinar LinkedIn Live series. And we are grateful to all the experts who took 1 hour of their very precious time to share their knowledge on topics that we thought were interesting. We also polled people on LinkedIn and asked them what is relevant for them. And so obviously, fundraising was a top topic from a legal perspective, but also from a VC perspective. We also had data privacy and the AI Act. We had access to the pharma industry. And of course, market access for DMD in Germany and France, to which we will come back next year. We weren't expecting much, but some of these webinars have had up to 50 participants, which showed us that there's a great need for knowledge sharing and that people are looking for this kind of initiatives. In terms of regular updates, I think everyone here knows the Buzz report. I'm trying to keep it at a non-spam level, obviously, and try to pack it with useful information, not just about Hive, but also about the ecosystem and our community. We're happy to say we have now 1,500 subscribers. It's a good number. It's a specialized audience, which means that the news we're sharing are reaching the right ears. And then on LinkedIn, we've also reached 2,500 followers organically. We're quite proud of that because this means we have managed to build an audience also for the news and stories of the community and of the ecosystem that we share on a daily basis. And I'd like to mention, since we're talking about insights and sharing news, I'd like to thank our partners at Silicon Luxembourg, who are allowing us once a month to spotlight one of our most innovative founders, and also to Vital Briefing. And I know Anna is here somewhere in the room, because they've been graciously providing us with 3 pieces of thought leadership on news from the European ecosystem for almost a year now. So thank you so much for your support. We wouldn't have achieved all of this without you. Now moving forward. There's one thing Benjamin and I have been saying relentlessly for the last 12 months, which is success depends on meeting the right people at the right time. And you'll hear us say this some more. We organized networking opportunities. Obviously, we've kept the breakfast at the House of Biohealth. It's important for us to be here in Ash, where we feel the health tech community in Luxembourg is placed. And we will continue to do so in the future. We featured experts from the local ecosystem, and we will be more active with live streaming them like we did today, so that our members from outside of Luxembourg can also be with us. We also tried after work format, and one of them was a roundtable that we co-organized with Select HR on the super important topic of attracting and retaining tech talent. And we try to go where the community goes in terms of events and try to organize gatherings alongside those events. We had the opportunity to co-organize a very good event last year in March at the European Digital Health Conference of Lux Innovation with Medical Valley. We organized a networking gathering at the Healthcare Week in Luxembourg. We went to Medica, and we will be in the Netherlands 2 weeks from now at the Health Tech Investor Summit. So I hope to see some of you there. There will be some more of this next year, but you'll have to wait the end of the presentation for that, because we don't want to lose you. And now I'm giving it back to Benjamin.
Thank you. Everything you've seen, the mapping, the knowledge sharing, the networking opportunities is free access. So anyone can join these events. Anyone is basically welcome. Anyone in the health ecosystem, of course. But for those who want to get more from Hive, you have the possibility to become a member. And I know that actually the majority of the people here in the room are already members, but it's important to repeat that we also offer extra services against a very small fee, membership fee, which you see here at the bottom. So it goes from 20 euro per month for an expert to 160 euro per month for the largest organization, for the PwC, the hospitals, and so on, so, which is really peanuts. I repeat, we are not a profit-driven organization, thanks to our founding partners, Hive and Catalpa, which means that we can basically offer high-value services for a very reasonable amount. That's the idea. So what do you get when you become a member of Hive? Well, first of all, we give you visibility across our different channels. We are basically pushing your expertise, your solution to the entire audience, to the whole mapping and the people that are following us on our different channels. That's already one way of potentially identifying interesting opportunities. The second way is that we are leveraging our mapping, 1,000 players, and potentially our partnerships, which goes much beyond 1,000 players, partnership with other innovation hubs, to generate first-level connections for you. It all depends what you're looking for. If you're a startup looking for funding, we have a very good understanding of all the investors interested in the different verticals of health at the European level, and we're happy to connect you. If you're looking for partners for access to hospitals, to pharma, to labs, to health insurances, we know them, we can open doors. And that's the type of value we can bring in what is called first-level connection. We also organize a few member-only events during the year where you have access as a member. And we have a collaborative Slack community where all members are invited to join and to share knowledge and basically exchange about different opportunities. We have started with offering membership services in June. I told you the first month of our existence were about product market fit and understanding our value proposition. And in June, we officially activated the membership-based community network. And as you can see, very quickly, we started having paying members joining Hive to benefit from these services. Right now, we're roughly having, I think it's even more than 70 members because I have one or two more in my mailbox. But the good thing is that today we are basically having one new member joining approximately every day. And this is only the beginning. We feel it. Maybe you can. This is a good snapshot of all the players that are trusting us today. As I just mentioned, it's already outdated because we're updating that. Well, basically, there are new members waiting in my mailbox, probably. But you recognize there that there is on the top right a whole investor community from, of course, local players like Catalpa Venture, the health tech early stage VC innovation fund that everyone knows here in Luxembourg. We also connected, of course, with biotech players like Vesalius, with, of course, institutional investors like Expon, but also more internationally with players like Carista, which is a very strong supporter of our initiative. And even in Spain, for example, with the Barça Innovation Hub, It's really the football team that is paying to be a member of Hive, to have access to our deal flow, and to be able to offer our membership services to their startup in their portfolio. And they are opening us the door of the vibrant Barcelona health innovation ecosystem. This is extremely important for us. On the bottom, you will recognize a number of ecosystem partners. And then you have here in the middle somehow a number of institutional players like health insurances, like DKV, like Foyer Global Health. We're also working with Bionext, for example, on a number of initiatives. I will come back to that, with the Luxembourg Institute of Health, with CHL, a hospital that is trusting us on a number of innovation projects. So this is basically a snapshot of the community today. Of course, there is also a lot of different entrepreneurs there. Maybe you can move to the next slide. Ah, yeah, that's for you.
This is my favorite slide.
This is your favorite slide.
Because obviously you must be wondering, there's a lot of fancy communications and good speeches and presentations. What happens behind the door? And what happens behind the door is that we actually sit down with every single member joining. We take 1 hour, 1.5 hours, and we try to understand their business. We try to understand their needs, short-term, mid-term, long-term. And then we try and see how Hive can bring value to them and help them fulfill those needs. And I have here 3 examples, very different. And I want to start with Helix, and because I see Astu in the room.
Hi, Astu.
Helix was the first startup member that joined us even before June, because we opened a startup special pack in April. And she was the first to sign a membership form. And she was looking for investors at the time, potential clients. And we worked together very closely and connected her with Expand Capital and connected her with Bionext, and she'll have a pitch to present her solution to them today. So cross your fingers for her. But we also facilitated her access to the DMD summer school, led by Professor Johan Klugen. And we also gave her media visibility. I was mentioning the partnership with Silicon Luxembourg. She was the first innovative founder to be spotlighted in September. And we also connected her to other potential partners in the local ecosystem. Helix, and I forgot to tell you, Helix works on biological digital twins. And she now has a pilot project with CHL on anticipating the risk of sepsis in intensive care units. So yeah, it's very impressive. And we're very proud to have her in our community.
Thank you very much.
And we're happy that she's happy, obviously. The second example is Alia Santé. It's a French startup. They're doing synthetic data for clinical trials. And since they've become members, some of you in the room already know them. They're looking for clients. We connected them with 2 of our members with Miracle Health and Impact, who are working on clinical trials and could be potential clients. And now that I see Jeremy and Clemens in the room, I might connect them to you as well. Maybe you should have a talk. And one of the most interesting members, an inbound member actually, is Omnios Biologics. They're an American startup based in San Francisco. They're developing oncolytic viruses, and they're planning to come to Europe. The founders are originally French. They didn't necessarily want to go back to France, no questions asked. And they heard about Hive, and they figured we could be the best place to give them an overview of what the health innovation ecosystem looks like in Western Europe. And so we connected them to Lux Innovation, obviously, to give them a view on what things look like in Luxembourg from a public perspective. We also connected them with Vesalius Capital because we figured their solution could be a good match. We connected them to a pharma association because they were looking into establishing partnerships, but also getting feedback on whether their oncolytic viruses are relevant or not for the European market. And we also connected them to Sana Bouya. Sana Bouya is one of our expert members. She is a startup and go-to-market advisor based in France. And she's the one we connected them with to tell them how things are moving forward in France as well. So this is kind of a snapshot of what we actually do once we onboard our members. Beyond all the networking, we actually are moving our feet on the ground and are really, really trying to bring them value in a very concrete way. And I think Benjamin will tell you more about this.
Thank you. Well, just one quick step back. I wanted to mention that for Omnios, we have also delivered value in terms of helping them identify potential European KOLs for their solution, key opinion leaders. We have a member of the Hive network that is specialized in identifying these experts, these professors, universities that can help, of course, validate from a medical and scientific point of view the solution and promote it to their network. So that's also something we can deliver in terms of value, which might be very interesting for a number of players, because you need a scientific credibility for your project. You need people on your slide, a scientific advisory board. Well, we can help you basically with that potentially. Omnios is a strong company. It's not an early stage startup. They are already established in the US. They're looking at expanding to Europe. So for them, having credible scientific faces that are trusting the solution in Europe is, of course, very important. There are a few players in the ecosystem that want more than only the membership services. They are asking us if we can help them on a number of very concrete innovation initiatives within their organization and really work hands-on on some projects with them. I selected here a few examples of organizations where we have, on top of a membership, we have an additional service contract because they want us to work even more for them than what we can do under this very symbolic membership fee. It's very important to understand that this is fully custom, fully tailor-made, that anyone interested to go a little bit beyond membership services can come to us and say, okay, this is what I would like to do. Let's define a scope, a budget, and let's start working hands-on together. For example, with CHL, we are working with them, we're starting to working with them actively on some of their digitalization projects. You know, it's one of the main hospitals here in Luxembourg. They are building a whole new infrastructure right now, which need to be fully digital. And it's a massive challenge for players like this to find the right partners and the right experts. We're helping them hands-on on this topic. DKV here in Luxembourg, I'm having regular contact with the CEO, Stefan Pelger. They are asking us to give them inspiration, let's say, and to come with ideas that could help them bring innovation to their private insurance products. So we are organizing with them on a regular basis a number of exploration sessions where we bring an expert talking about a specific subject and how this could be highly beneficial for health insurance. And this is typically around digital health, by the way. I'd like to give a special thanks to Jochen Kluken, who is really an expert in digital health and who is also helping us in this part. For Bionext, we have time. For Bionext, well, for example, As2 Helix is going to pitch today. This is typically what we're doing. They are like hospitals, like all these players, like pharma. They are overloaded with requests from entrepreneurs that are interested to pitch their solution to them. Of course, many entrepreneurs need at some point to partner with a hospital, with a medical lab, with a pharma, and so on. So they are sending emails asking to pitch their solution to the right person in these large organizations. And honestly, by talking with these organizations, they don't even open these emails. There are too many. They cannot manage the flow. They are not organized internally to filter what's really interesting for them and what's not. So they are just deleting these emails most of the time. which is a pity, and they recognize it, because sometimes they miss really interesting innovations. So they have asked us, for example, at Bionext, to help them manage this flow of requests. So we are basically understanding their needs. We spent time with the Bionext team a few weeks ago, understanding exactly what they are interested in, and we select innovations that might be very relevant to them, and we organize these pitching sessions on a regular basis, where Astu will have the opportunity to come with her solution, because we believe that this is particularly meaningful for Bionext. So they are basically trusting a player like Hive to select innovators that really make sense and to organize these pitches for them. For the city of Esch, also backing us, and we have an additional contract with City of Esch to help them organize events here in the city around health technologies and innovation and so on. It's very important for them. For LIH, we are hands-on working on helping them launching and structuring a spin-off, a very specific research spin-off. For PwC, another completely different type of player, we're really working actively with them on identifying potential business opportunities related to this digitalization of health. So they are interested in understanding where will be the opportunities for them in the future, and how to build the expertise internally that they will need to have access and to seize these opportunities in the future. And then for Foyer Global Health, I'd like to thank them, because they are one of the first members and first believers in Hive, I would say. We are working really hands-on together with their innovation and their projects team on a number of topics I'm not allowed to mention, but basically we have a very close collaboration with them. And again, we're happy to facilitate access for any entrepreneur interested in connecting with a health insurance provider, private insurance. We're happy to facilitate an open door to these type of players.
Mm-hmm.
So before moving to the next slide,
yeah,
this is it. No, I will do. This is it. This is 25, or at least the 6 month of 25, because as I said, we have officially started delivering services in June. So to recap, this is almost the end. We'll be enjoying breakfast in a minute. In 25, we have reached out, connected, understood the needs of more than 1,000 players. We have built a number of collaboration with innovation hubs, as you have seen. You have organized a multitude of knowledge sharing sessions, webinars, and so on, and a number of networking opportunities and events. We have already had 70 paying members in the network, and as I mentioned, approximately 1 new member every day right now. Mm-hmm. And we are connecting and working hands-on with these type of institutional players that are trusting us to help them innovate. This is kind of an achievement. So if you don't mind,
let's give a good pat on the shoulder.
Thank you very much.
Oh, well done, Benjamin. Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations to you. Honestly, impossible without Andrea.
And congrats to Jean-Paul, and congrats to Katalpa.
Without Andrea, and without, of course, Hiel and Katalpa. How about 26, Andrea? Where do we go?
We set the bar even higher, man.
Yeah, well, that's the idea, right? So I give you an appointment. We will meet here in 1 year, okay? Same place, same time, more or less.
Take a photo of this slide so we can't then manufacture it, right?
Yeah. No. We will meet here in 1 year, and this is what we will show you. We will show you that we have mapped at least 2,500 players, that we will have at least 250 paying members in the community, and that we will have built basically bridges with minimum 20 other innovation hubs across Europe. Maybe you can tell us about the rest.
The easy part, right? We just decided we want to go bigger next year. And now that we found kind of a recipe that seems to be working, we're planning to organize 1 webinar, LinkedIn Live, available to everyone per month. Of course, replays and presentations will only be available to members, because there has to be something, specific and exclusive.
We're planning to take our LinkedIn audience even higher, and also the newsletter subscribers, so that we can offer even more value, even more visibility to the people joining us. And in terms of networking, we will be more ambitious in terms of networking breakfast at the House of Biohealth. So we are now working on the agenda for next year. We plan to see you here at least 10 times. 2 thought leadership sessions. This will be roundtable with experts around important topics. And we're planning to move a bit more next year. So we will go to the 2 Luxembourg-based conferences, but we are also planning to cover the surrounding countries and join events organized by our partners in Belgium, Germany, and France, and the Netherlands, of course. So is it ambitious? I don't know.
We'll make it.
But it's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun, and we count on your help to grow this even further, and to deliver even more value to the whole ecosystem and also to our community members. I think we wouldn't be here without your help. Obviously, Catalpa Ventures and Heal Campus are supporting us with more than connections. They're supporting us financially, and that's super important. But we've also been helped by everyone here in the room, one way or another, through a connection, through an invite to an event, or through just, being very encouraging and sharing feedback maybe on one of our sessions and saying, hey, next time you could do this better. Every single piece of help, we really appreciate it. We are thankful for that. And we hope to be presenting even better and more milestones next year. I mean, that's the plan at least.
Thank you very much for attending this 1-year anniversary breakfast at the House of Biohealth. I guess you've seen it all. Now let's have a coffee, enjoy breakfast. You have something to announce.
Yes, I have something. So I want Loïc, Jean-Paul, Willy, and Christian to join Benjamin and I. And we will move outside, because Benjamin, it's a little surprise for you as well. You're going to blow the candle.
To blow the candle.
You see? I mean, we are all going to blow the candle together. I just need to end the stream. Goodbye to everyone watching us live.
Thank you. Thank you very much for attending.
Let's not forget them.
So let's blow this candle. I had no idea.